What's your excuse? Yeah, we just jumping right into it, dog. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing. I ain't trying to play around. What is your excuse, fam? Why ain't you doing it? Why ain't you doing the thing? What is the thing? Whatever the thing is you feel you supposed to be doing. I don't believe for a second that we all just were created creatively and don't have any type of creative endeavors that we like to embark on. Don't get me wrong. I understand time isn't always on your side. Time isn't always your friend. However, I do think we are so conveniently finding excuses to not do the thing. I use myself as an example. I'm supposed to be releasing all the songs that I've recorded and made over the years. And I've got a lot of them. I'm tired of holding my songs prisoner. I'm tired of holding my songs captive. If there's a gift that you've been given and you have all these drawings or poems or art or pictures, whatever it is, why ain't you got them out there in public yet? What you holding on to them for? You drew them. You wrote them. You made them. You created this thing. You made this thing. Why ain't you sharing this? Right? It's crazy to me. My Uncle Doc used to tell me all the time, procrastination is costly. If you had a medical emergency, some of us might wait to take care of ourselves. But I promise you, if it's severe enough and serious enough, you're going to go to that doctor. The amount of time you spend not getting better or not trying to get better could be the very same amount of time that signs you an early death warrant. That sounds kind of severe. It is severe. It's very severe, and it's that serious. Now, in your dreams and hopes and aspirations, it might not be as severe. The implications could really just be that dream that you have, that dream that you've always had, might not come to pass. What's the big deal about that, right? I was reading in Romans earlier. How then will they call on him who they have not believed? And how are they to believe in him whom they've never heard of? And how are they to hear without someone preaching? And how are they to preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who preach the good news. So, creatives, how are they going to hear the good news if you don't go and put it out? You might be saying to yourself, how can my art, how can my, and that is an enemy of purpose. That is a lie from the pit of hell. See, if Satan could do one thing, and he could do one thing well, it's to deceive us and to trick us into thinking that there's no way we can make an impact. You've got to understand what impact really truly means. You might not have the message and sermon on the mount like Jesus. Your writings might not make it. Large portion of the New Testament. But you're in your area. You got somebody that you could reach out and touch right next to you that could impact and spark something massive and great because of something that you did. And you're over here sitting on your hands because of what? Don't get me wrong, fam. I get it. And I'm not even trying to come across as harsh, but I'm talking to me just as much as I'm talking to whoever this message hits. Stop procrastinating, man. There's people that need to hear from you. You have something available to somebody that they need. We always have to hear the send me, I'll go. Send me, I'll go. No, I just don't know how it can be used. What is the thing that you have the giftings of? I ain't done a lot of good in life with some dope rapping. And even that is just trash. You know what I'm saying? It's not because of me. It's not because of anything that I've said or done. It's because the gift that God gave me. Ultimately, it's all for the purpose of serving God. That is why we're doing what we're doing as creatives. Even if you don't use your gifts to serve him and acknowledge him, the nature of the gift isn't changed just because you're not doing with it what you should be. There's a portion that you're responsible for. The thing that stopped me from giving my life to Christ in my teens was the idea that I had to stop rapping, because I loved rapping, and still to this day I love rap. God said to me all them years ago, like, no, I don't want you to stop rapping. I gave that to you, but I gave it to you with the design in mind. I didn't give it to you to impress your friends and just have like little mini rap battles. I didn't give it to you to write these songs that you think are amazing and ain't nobody ever heard because you just too shy or don't think people will like them. You're fearing the rejection. Fam, what God put his hands on is always going to be blessed. It may not look the way you think it should look, but it's going to be what God wants it to be. If God called me all the way down to Key West to go and rap at a Catholic church and then rap in a Presbyterian church, and only one person had the message resonate with them? Is it up to me to say, nah, that ain't what God wanted? Or is that like, nah, I wanted you down here for this reason. I needed that individual reached. And thank you for being obedient. Now, what difference does it make to you whether the whole room of 200 kids ain't feel your songs, but the one did, was in tears and told you as much after the service? What business is that to you? You can't be so fearful of rejection that you are being disobedient. Put your art out, man. The world needs to hear what it is that you have. In Romans 1, the wrath of God is revealed. This is verse 18. Revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. 19. For what can be known about God is plain to them because God has shown it to them. How does he do that? Verse 20. For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world in the things that have been made, in the things that have been made, so that they are without excuse. In the things that have been made. It even goes on to say, they exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal men, and birds and animals and creeping things. Images resembling mortal men. You know what that sounds an awful lot like to me? Sounds an awful lot like somebody drew an idol using their gifting of drawing. And they took that and they used it for other purposes besides glorifying God. Can you not then make a beautiful work of art so that the glory of God be displayed through that? Am I reaching? I don't know. Possibly. I could very well be reaching. But the implications are still the same. To me, it sounds an awful lot like things that were made by God in his eternal power. It's how his glory is displayed. And if we were created with the purpose, if we were created creatively and in his image and in his likeness, is there not a degree of creativity inside of us? Do we not reflect and magnify the Lord in worship on Sunday mornings and songs? But somebody had to write that song. Somebody had to learn how to play the piano and the guitar and the drums to be able to perform the song. There is a degree and element of creativity in all of that. Why can't we not have a lane in the same places and same spaces as somebody like Steven Spielberg? You mean to tell me that Steven Spielberg had the God-given gift and eye to direct movies and make cinematic experiences, and ain't nobody in the body of Christ got that? We have to rely on people that don't have our best interests at heart? Nah, fam, listen. It goes deeper than just the medium. It really does. If we don't have a representation in some of these spaces, then our gospel, our God is not glorified in a way that is edifying to the body, one, and also resembling of his nature, his true nature. God gave us that for a reason. It's really bigger than just you making a song or making a poem or whatever your form of medium is. It's deeper than that. You're doing all things unto the glory of God. And he's using your gifting so that that can be achieved. Don't take lightly the gift that he gave you. Don't take lightly the thing he gave you to do. It may not be substantial to you. It may not be the greatest to you. But somebody's going to look at that and be like, wow. Wow. Man, this speaks to me in a way that I cannot quite explain. You don't know. You just don't know, fam. You just don't know. And it will be a huge shame to not at the very least put it out there. Why do you do what you do? You do it to be liked. I would hope people like my songs. But if you don't, I can sleep like a baby knowing I was obedient to what God wanted me to say. Knowing that somebody's going to get it when they need to get it. If the Lord blesses me in physical riches and finances, I'm all for it. If the blessing is my reward in heaven, I'm all for it. I don't look for approval or merit. I just look to do what thus saith the Lord. And as long as you're motivated by that ambition, I think you're going to be okay. I think you'll be fine. I want to glorify God through my gift that he gave me. He gave it to me, and my response is to thank him and glorify him using that same gift. So creators, whatever you're working on, if it's completed and you're just like, I don't know how people are going to feel about that, take a chance, man. Just put it out. Just put it out. Put it out. Be open to be critiqued. Be open for people to say, nah, I wasn't feeling that. Be open to people to say, oh, I loved it. Be open for all of it. But at the very least, give yourself a chance to experience that. Give yourself a chance to just put it out, just to see what people are thinking. You never know. You just never know what God will do with it. You like, God, I just want you to bless this writing. Like, I'm waiting on you. Put it out there. I wonder how many blessings we've missed by second guessing and stressing over the minor details. I wonder how many times we've missed out on the move of God because we've been planning how to do the thing, or thinking about what we should do with the thing, or how to use the thing. Whatever the thing is, if God gave it to you, be obedient with it. Seek to serve him with it. God will do with it what he will do with it. It's not up to you. It's up to him. That's all I got, man. That's just my thoughts. Y'all let me know what you think. You agree? You think I'm bugging? You think I'm tripping? I'll catch y'all on the next one. Sorry if this was a little bit hostile. I just had to get that off, man. I just had to get that off. Stop holding your art hostage. Stop keeping your gift and talent hidden. Let your light shine among men so that he may be glorified.